Hi, today I'm going to do an everyday look, and this is a look that I've been doing on myself every day for about the last month. It's quite a warm look, so it's sort of quite a natural, beautifying, everyday look. It's quite similar, it's not a million miles away from this cover that I did recently of Danny Minogue. It's a Marie Claire cover, and I know lots of people requested on my blog that I did a tutorial of this look. It's not going to be this look exactly, but it's going to be very similar to this, and I can explain any differences anyway as we go along. So I'm going to start with my base, and I'm going to use Rimmel Recover, and this is number 100. This is quite nice because it's very illuminating, and this time of year, if your skin's a little bit dehydrated, which mine has been, although it's not at all now, and the light's very kind of grey and gloomy here, products that have a lot of illumination in, like this, are actually really, really good. This is sort of anti-fatigue foundation, so it's a good price, but I think it's really a nice foundation. It doesn't have much coverage at all. I find it to be more like a tinted moisturizer than I'd say than a actual foundation. It's more of a kind of evens out your skin a bit, but doesn't cover blemishes in any way, shape or form. So you will need to use probably a concealer as well. I'm just going to mainly use it down the center of my face just to even out. Put a tiny bit of concealer under my eyes. This is just a little bit of Clinique, because it's an everyday look. I'm not it's quite a quick look that I do. And then, as I say, you will need a little bit of concealer if you have any blemishes or anything. I'm going to use Laura Mercier's Secret Camouflage, and it's just to get rid of actual spots. It's just my little photoshopping trick. Okay, I've done a little bit of concealing, but I'm going to have to do more because I'm going to use some highlighter and liquid blush, and some of the spots are actually on my cheeks. So if you have spots on your cheeks, you can still use cream and liquid blushes, but you have to do your concealing afterwards. I'm going to use a little bit of highlighter. This is Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector, and this just is nice this time of year, I find. Just makes your skin look very dewy and glowy and luminous and sort of wintry in a way as well, because it's got a pale colour and it gives off quite a sort of chilly glow, but in a nice enhancing way. While I've got a little bit of that still on there, I'm going to use some of this, which is what I've been using every day, and this is number 6, I think. Yes, it is, in the Make Up For Ever HD blush, and it's a very sort of warm apricot-y rose colour, and I've got very attached to this, and I've been wearing it quite a lot. So I'm just going to start building up onto my cheeks. And when I say I've been wearing it a lot, I mean I've been wearing a lot of it. Now I'm not really looking to get any sort of shape to my face. It's more about having a glow. If you need a bit of contouring as well, you can always do that afterwards with a little bit of contour. But to be honest, during the day, I'd rather just look healthy. Add bit by bit, so keep building up, rather than put tons on in the first place, which you'll find if you get too much on, you've got a job to take it down. Better just to keep adding and adding and adding until you get the right amount. And just make sure that those edges are all really well blended. So just keep going until you've got the right amount on. Then I've got a teeny bit of the highlighter left on the back of my hand. I'm just going to take that off again and use that a little bit just around the edge there. Just so there's no harsh edges at the top. You can't sort of see where it ends. So it's all seamless. Because I've used the same brush for everything, it's sort of like helping the foundation to blend in with the highlighter, with the blusher. Everything is in synergy with everything else. So now I'm going to go back to my concealer because of got a couple of spots on my cheek. If you've got quite a few, a really good idea is to use the tiny bit of blusher you've got left there with your concealer and just add, I mean, it's such a small amount, a tiny amount of the blusher into the concealer. So it's mainly concealer, but it takes on a hue of the blush. What that means is when you start concealing those little spots, they blend in perfectly well with the blusher. Because obviously if you've put on quite a bit of blush, as I have here, if you put your normal concealer on, it's going to look normal flesh coloured, and the skin around it will look quite peachy. So just mixing in the concealer there with a little bit of the blusher, and you can tell if it's the right colour because it'll cover the spot, but also it'll blend in with the surrounding area. So that's the cheeks all, spots all concealed, but I've still got the nice glow. I'm going to use a little bit of powder now. I'm going to use microfill powder. So again, it's the Armani one, but it's got quite a lot of light reflection. I'm just going to use it. I don't want to get rid of this glow. The main thing I want this makeup to be is wintry and glowing. I'm just not going to put any powder on my cheeks so they still look quite dewy. Okay, so next onto the eyes, I'm going to use this colour by Rimmel, which is called Spicy Bronze. So it's just going to give some definition and again a bit more warmth to my eyes. Here's a 217, not too much on the brush. Just dab it mainly into the socket line and then blend it onto the lid as well. Make it really simple, really easy. And then I'm just going to take most of it off on the back of my hand. Using the same one, just blend in. And then using a slightly smaller brush, this is actually a Suki blending brush. So we've got a little bit underneath as well. Just a touch. Then I'm going to curl my eyelashes. For mascara, I'm going to use the Dior Show 360, which is kind of a gimmick. The first time I saw it, I was in with the beauty girls at the Vogue office in London here, and they showed it to me, and we sort of laughed. And then I did one eye in front of them, and then the mascara looked really good, and then we were all a bit like, oh. It does actually work. But as to whether or not you like it, is it better than other mascaras? No, it's not. But it is quite entertaining and interesting. So it goes in two different directions. I'm going to push it away from me, and that gets it to start rolling in the right direction. And all you need to do is hold it at the roots. You're sort of doing all the work. And just move from the roots to the tip. So start at the roots and move gradually to the tip. This is lazy mascara application. Or should I say, this is a good mascara for lazy people. Because you really don't need to move at all. There's none of that zigzagging stuff. When I first saw the brush, I thought it was going to be really clumpy, but as you can see, I'm going from the roots to the tips over and over, and none of the eyelashes have stuck together. Sort of strangely relaxing as well, bizarrely. You get slightly hypnotised by the movement. So that's one eye with and one without. So you can see it is really good in the same way that the regular Dior Show mascara is really good. What it is good at is it doesn't clump up the eyelashes. So if you're normally quite bad at putting on mascara and you can't get to grips with all the zigzagging in and out and all of that stuff, then it's good for that. And also if you're quite lazy and you like gadgets, then it's ideal. So finish the mascara top and bottom. You have to change direction of the wand to do the bottom lashes, and I've just done one eyebrow with this, which is Bossy. It's just a matte eyeshadow by Benefit. It's a really good sort of day colour for my brows, and I'm not using an angle brush, I'm just using this smudge brush, so I'm not really shaping them, I'm just filling in the high point and a little bit there. Super quick. Let's give them a brush. Finally, onto my lips. I've been using this number 7. It's from the spring collection, so it comes out in a couple of weeks, and it's called Grace. And it's just a really moisturising, quite sheer peachy colour. It pales down the lips quite a bit, so... And you can put quite a lot on because it's nice and moisturising. So that's the finished look. It's just a nice sort of warm, glowing, winter's everyday makeup. It's quite similar to the cover. The only difference is being that with Danny I used eye pencil along the waterline, a bronzy colour, and also along the upper lash line, and also I've used some fake lashes, and her lip colour is deeper and slightly pinkier than mine. One thing I will say, and this goes for all of my films, is that you don't have to use the exact products that I'm using. Sometimes they're cheap and sometimes they're expensive. But if you've got a good bronze eyeshadow, you don't need one that I've got, or a nice peachy lipstick. Obviously, if you want the exact one and you like the colour, then go for it. But you don't need to use the exact products ever in any scenario. You can replicate it with what you've already got at home or something similar. You can sort of adjust it and adapt it to suit yourself and to suit your existing makeup collection. But anyway, I hope you like this look. It's nice and easy, it's nice and quick, and I'll see you soon.